Today we are building a patio cover, and I will show you the steps we take to correctly attach the structure to the house. Now, unlike my first patio video where I cut into the stucco of my house to set the ledger board, this house has eaves which come down from the roof and out the side of the house, so we'll need to trim those eaves back flush to the house. Before we start on those eaves, we are going to set up the posts first, and to do this, we are using a galvanized post base, and we are anchoring them to the concrete using a 5/8 threaded bolt. We anchor the outer bases first, and then run a string line which help us align the middle two bases. Next, we prepare the post to be cut to the correct height. The first mark you see is the height of the house, and the second marking is the combined height of the horizontal beam and the slope we need. The post is temporarily set in place using support from two 2x4s staked into the ground. And just like the post base, we set up the outer post first and pull a string line to help us measure the height of the middle two posts. And after we finish cutting them, they are also set up using a stake 2x4 to help support them in place. In this clip, you can also see the cap on top of the posts as we prepare to set the horizontal beam on top of them. I did not record while we set the beams in place, but here they are anchored to each post using the post cap and 3-inch screws. With the posts and beams set in place, we started to remove the fascia covering and roof edge so that we can remove the asphalt shingles that are covering the eaves extending out from the house. We used a chalk line to mark the new edge of the roof and began cutting the asphalt shingles with an angle grinder. I got a pry bar and got started on the corner of the roof, and we made quick work of the shingles as they were only held in place with small and short nails. While my dad continued to remove the shingles, I began removing the boards of the eaves. We did this until we left nothing but the rafters, and those went away too. With the eaves gone, we started putting up the ledger board. The ledger board is sitting on top of the concrete block and anchored into the top plate and the rafters of the house. Once the ledger board is in place, we can start working on the rafters. While my dad made the offcuts on the rafters, I placed the rafter hangers up on the ledger board. Here is a close view of how I'm setting up the rafter hangers. I measure each one 24 inches on center and use a clamp to hold a 2x6 in place while I line up and screw the rafter hangers. Next, we started placing the OSB boards on the roof to start nailing them to the rafters. Before we can lay down all the boards, we need to trim back the rafters, and we do this by running a string line from the edge of the fascia board to the other end. I laid down the first row of boards and recorded to show my progress. Don't forget about the sheathing clip between the first and second row of boards. You can see here how the OSB board comes with markings to help you line up your rafters, as they are there to help you nail your boards down on them. I am now preparing the edge of the roof so that the new roof material can be at least 6 inches overlapped by the existing roof. And to do this, I need to remove these small nails from the shingles so that the new material will slide underneath. Here is an example of how the new roof will come in under the existing roof. The weather forecast said it would rain that day, so we had to temporarily lay down one of the rolls to keep water away from the edge of the roof. And it actually did rain that day, so we were able to cover up just in time. While we waited out the rain, we finished up the front of the fascia boards. You may have noticed that we are using regular 2x6s, the same thing as the rafters for the fascia boards. And we did this because the fascia board will be wrapped with a metallic cover. Back on the roof, we finished putting down the rest of the OSB boards. This roof is about 13 feet wide, so we needed to cut a few extra boards to make up for the extra length. With the boards set in place, we can now start laying out the rolls that will make up the first layer of the roof material. This material is self-adhering, and the way you apply this to the roof is by peeling back the plastic film, which causes the material to stick to the surface of the boards. You need to be careful as you peel the film so that the material does not move, and once you have it all out, simply walk over it to help it stick to the surface. I don't show it in this video, but the plastic film is divided in two parts. Just like I'm peeling away on this side, the other side also needs to be peeled away. In this clip, I already combined the first and second roll, but I will show you later in the video how exactly the two are joined together. This process is repeated until you reach the top of the patio roof. And this is the reason we remove some of the nails from the shingles so that we can tuck the new roofing material underneath the existing roof to create an overlap. Now, just real quick, people asked me several times in the previous patio video where I get this material. You can buy them at Home Depot. However, not all Home Depot stores sell them. This one you are seeing is the base sheet. The black one you just saw me lay down. And this is the cap sheet. It comes in white and tan colors. And the prices of this material has increased by at least $20 since the video was recorded. While editing this video, I realized that we are starting to lay down the cap sheet now, but I did not record any footage of us putting up the roof edge. The roof edge gets installed right after you lay down your base sheet, and it runs throughout the perimeter of the patio roof. It's difficult to see here, but the purpose of the roof edge is to let the water drip down onto the floor without receding back into the patio roof. So now back to this cap sheet, I'm checking to make sure that it's right up on the edge and even on all sides. And just like the base sheet, the cap sheet has a plastic film that is peeled away, exposing the adhesive and bonding the two materials together. Now this is the part I recorded where I show you how exactly you join the two rows together. You peel back the plastic film on one side, and then you peel back the plastic film on top of the cap sheet, and you carefully pull on both sides together. You need to peel both sides evenly so that both materials can adhere together. One last step to join the existing roof to the new patio roof is to apply sealant along the edge and then staple them down together to the roof. Here is a shot of what the patio roof looks like once completed. You can see some of the silicone that has squeezed out after I stapled them together. The new patio roof is tucked in under the old shingles about 6 inches, and this creates a seamless transition from the roof of the house to the patio roof. Here is what the patio looks like. I hope this video has been helpful or entertaining to watch. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. And I want to say thank you for everyone who has seen my previous patio build. It is currently sitting at 245,000 views. Please help my YouTube channel continue to grow by liking the video and subscribing.